Welcome back, my horde. So, as of recording of this video, I'm not, but as of playing this video, I'm 35 years old.
Yay!
I'm pretty sure this happens the week after my birthday. The Wednesday after my birthday. So, I'm 35 years old now.
Happy early/belated birthday.
So, you guys
Happy
know
birthday.
You guys know what happened with episode that came out on Saturday. I don't. I have an episode coming out on Saturday.
Okay.
On my birthday.
Yeah.
Which is, supposed to be a video that all my friends are supposed to chip in on.
Yep.
Yeah, I have, as of recording this, I have 2 people saying, I'll do it! And I got nothing so far from anyone else.
Yep.
And no recordings.
Yep.
And I
I'm
need
one of
it
those
all
people.
done in 9 days.
I know I'm one of those people, and
Yeah,
I keep meaning to do it.
I haven't built up enough good stories for you yet.
Yeah, well, it could be anything, like,
I've got a couple.
I don't think anyone's going to have, like, really good stories about me, because, honestly, I don't do anything stupid or crazy or anything like that. Like, I think the biggest story that I can think of for Jay would literally be the first time meeting him. And that whole scenario, which literally is going to take roughly about a minute to tell.
Yep.
I walked into a group. I was Chris's friend. He said he dealt with role-playing. I was like, cool, I've done a little bit of role-playing. He went, cool, you want to join us for role-playing? I went, cool. I went up to his house to role-play. I went, hi guys, my name's Robert. I'm weird. Yeah, the group's like, don't worry, man. We're all a little weird. I'm like, no, I'm really weird. They're like, ha, yeah, don't worry. And we're all a little really weird. I'm like, okay, well, we'll just leave it there. And then, like, less than an hour later, like, dude, you are weird. I'm like, I told you.
Well, now that he's recorded my clip for me, I'll just make sure to send it to him.
Like, that's the most, like, the meeting of most of your friends.
Yeah.
At the time, I think, at that group, trying to remember that group, there was Jay.
Yep.
There was Bleep.
Yep.
There was Bleep.
Yep.
There was Bleep's girlfriend, who no longer is with us.
Yep.
Sadly.
Yep.
And then there was your wife.
Yep.
And Tammy.
Yep.
That was the group. The girl that I was talking about, him and her had broken up because she was deciding that she wanted to go to school in one of the cities south of us. Not really important. It's just a major city, so I had a really good school system there. Mm-hmm. So she moved down there, and she was like, hey, do you want to move down there with me? And he was like, no, I really don't want to move down there with you. So she's like, okay, well, what's going to happen with us? So they broke up. No big deal. When she was down there, she found a new guy. Everything was going great. And then
He's from here. Like, they met here.
Yep. He was an old friend first.
That's fine. Still, they were dated when they were down there, I'm pretty sure. But moving on. When she got down there, a couple of years after being down there, she passed away from what was it, brain
aneurysm, I think?
Yeah, I think it was a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, she'd been having some medical issues for a little while before.
Yeah, but the brain aneurysm was spontaneous.
Yep.
Yeah, there's literally nothing they could have done to prevent it.
Yeah.
So she kind of just,
I think, like, I could be wrong, but I think it's just, they went to bed one night.
Yeah.
And she woke up the next day and she was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad because she was quite young. I'm pretty sure she was
our age.
No, she was.
No,
well,
she was younger. She
Okay, well,
was
still.
the youngest.
but yeah, she was like 30 tops when she passed away. I'm pretty sure.
It's totally possible. I don't know.
Like, because again, it's been many years since it's happened.
Very early 30s,
Been
late 20s.
sometime within the last, I want to say, 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Since she passed.
Yeah, like now she's would have been older, but
Yeah, for sure.
when she passed away, she was like around her 30s. So
Yeah, she was young.
Yep.
sorry to be a downer for that one,
But anyway,
nonetheless, the rest of the group I occasionally still see. I don't see the other Blank and Blank, but that's mostly because Blank has the ability to show up to something and then be busy or unable to show up to something for the foreseeable future.
Yep.
It's always been like that for many years. As he's gotten older, it's gotten worse.
That was the one that was supposed to show up tonight.
Oh yeah, no, I knew exactly who you're talking about.
We all know who I'm talking about. I just don't like saying names because they're not here to actually defend themselves. That's really why we don't say names.
That's fine. Yep.
I don't if I ever say anything about Jay when you're not here, I will still say your name because you're part of the group and stuff like that. And eventually you can come here and go, hey, dickhead.
I listen to the podcast when I get a chance at work, but
Like the one time where, you were kind of rousing him. He was out having a smoke or whatever. Hey, are you listening to this? Hey, you at work? He messages us on Facebook.
Group, like,
Yes, I'm at work.
Yeah.
I was so confused when he messaged us. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I realized I was like, what that? Oh, it's Wednesday.
He's like, the podcast. Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha. Haha.
But that's why I don't say their names. And I also don't go into great detail about why it is. Mostly because one, I know that I'm very passionate when it comes to gaming, and when it comes to certain things, and when people do start not being able to show up, or when people start causing problems or whatever, I know that I can sometimes throw my passion into it to be more upset than I should be. So I try not to do that. Plus, sometimes, I see someone like not showing up and I'm like, oh, that it would irritate me because I'm very, like, whenever we have gaming, I think I've canceled once this year. Again, it being October, I've canceled once this year. And I think that's because I wasn't going to be in town until 8 p.m. or 9 p.m.
No, you canceled because you had a friend coming into town too.
Okay, so two. So twice. Because, the other one was the friend came in. And, I wasn't sure when that was going to leave.
Yeah.
We could have gamed then. They didn't stay as long as I thought they were. But by the time that they had left and we were getting situated, I'm like, it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
Like, because
not the time it would take everybody to get together. And...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But so twice in 10 months, where I know that I think Jay has canceled twice this year, or if not 3 times.
Jay canceled for like 2 months or something like that.
Well, yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
But,
he did cancel for 2 months. You're right, but no. Besides those 2 months, which is lockdown.
Yeah.
When the initial lockdown had started going to place, his father had basically like, I really don't want this to happen. Can you please just social distance yourself too? And he went, yeah, sure, Dad. Why not? And I'm not even arguing.
It was literally when I agreed, I literally saw probably about 4 years of age melt off his face. So it was like, he's got enough medical issues. He doesn't need me adding shit to it. So.
And no, it wasn't a problem because the fact that I understood it. I was again, my back of my head, I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, we're not gonna. I guess at the beginning it was your dad asked you to do it a week before the government asked us to do it. So the week before, it was like, or a week or 2 before, it was something like that. And I was like, we don't really need to go in lockdown though, man. It's like not that big of a deal. But then once the government said, hey, lockdown, I went, okay, you know what, I should back off. I'm just being, the emotional because, like I want to be gaming and stuff like that. So, okay. And then, Chris has canceled quite a bit.
I canceled 3 or 4 times last month.
Yeah.
Mostly, actually all because I had to work.
Yeah.
Which is fucking irritating. Like, not okay, dude, I don't want to razz on you. Because again, I know it's this emotional part inside me who just, but it was like, once, we were all sitting around the table and you're like, I gotta go to work. And you just like start getting ready for work. I'm like, dude, you could have said fucking no.
No, I couldn't. They didn't have anybody.
You see, this is where my opinion differs, because if you're not physically on the schedule, which according to law, for them to say no, you have to show up, is they would have to have changed your schedule
24 hours in advance.
24 hours in advance. If they try to do it within that 24-hour period, they have to have your agreement.
The problem is,
if I said no, the person working the afternoon shift is going to work the graveyard shift as well.
Yeah.
So why should I make this person work 16 hours straight?
Because it's not always your problem and your responsibility.
That person has to pay the price?
I get
that's not fair.
I get where Chris is coming from.
It's also not...
Because, no. The problem is the boss not doing his job. Because if Chris got called in and he said no, the afternoon's going to have to say, well, no, the afternoon can say, fuck you, I got plans, and leave.
Yeah.
And...
agreeing with that, too.
The boss shouldn't give them shit. But the simple factor is, I know his boss would give them shit.
Yeah, but then they can just go to the labor boards about it.
Yeah, Chris and labor boards don't have exactly too good a history.
I don't have a problem with the labor board.
No, but didn't they do that thing with Subway and fuck you around with that?
No, that wasn't the labor board at all.
Oh.
That was my regional manager. That was Subway who fucked me, not the labor board. I was fired. I was fired 3 months to the day that I was hired.
Yeah. Playing the game of exact... Yep. In Canada, just in case you guys don't know, in Canada, as an employee, you can be fired without reason within 3 months of being hired. They can fire you for no reason at all. They can just fire you. After which, they have to start coming up with reasons.
Yeah.
So...
okay, so I misremembered.
But nonetheless, it's just one of those things where it's like, yes, your coworker could have said, well, I'm not working past my shift either. And just left too. Like, and then your boss theoretically would have to do it himself. Now, he doesn't want to. But the problem is that
actually turn around and force him to come down on assuming from the way you've spoken in the past that it's one individual that's causing these issues by not showing up.
It really depends.
But
it really depends on the shift. Because it's two different people.
It seems to be the graveyard shift.
So it's two different people.
The graveyard shift that's the most problem is one I keep catching.
But again, the problem is like in my head, like being one of the ones that has had to,
Pocket is too damn addicting to just sit here petting.
But like working at Denny's when I did, there was a couple times where they're like, "Hey, the guy's not coming in." I'm like, "Cool, I'm not staying late." And they're like, the manager's like, "Okay," I would have to go find someone else. And if no one shows up, they have to do it.
Yep, that's what the owners and managers are paid the big bucks for. They don't want to do it.
Like, because I remember, one time when the manager came in, he's like, "Okay, hey, will you work?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Okay," and then he left, and he came back. He went, "Hey, can you work 2 hours? I have some that will show up at 1, but they won't show up until 1. I'm like, "Sure, I'll stay until 1. That I'll compromise." But it's a concept that it happens so frequently there. It's one of those weird things, and it was such a problem that as a boss, I would just be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yep.
But he doesn't. Half the time, I don't think he fucking knows.
He doesn't care. My boss does not.
He would care if no one shows up for their shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you say you can't do it, and
the other guy says, "I'm not staying late."
The person who's on afternoon says, "No, I'm not staying late. My shift is over at this time. There's nobody there."
They don't do that though. That person will work 16 hours. That's just not fair for them.
No. See, at that point, if they're willing to, or if they're like, "Oh, I'll work 16 hours," then that's them.
Yeah. See, I won't do that.
Yeah. No.
But that's the thing is
that speaks really well for you, Chris. I'm not joking. It even speaks really well for them because it's you guys aren't willing to leave.
Well, considering that person in the afternoon is one of the people that I cover for sometimes.
Yeah, see, that's why he does it. It's got very little to do with the fact that, you know, he doesn't want to fuck over a coworker, but rather he doesn't want to fuck over a loyal coworker. Someone who has done the reverse for him. Yeah, and that's fine. I understand that.
Like I
but
said.
the point I'm trying to get to is the fact that at some point you have to say no, too. And it's frustrating as a friend when we, like, are about to head over to your house to play, like, I've been waiting all day for it, or all fucking week for it, or whatever, and then I'm about to get into my fucking car, and the only reason I don't go to your fucking house is because I realize I have to water my sunflowers before I leave my house, and as I'm watering my sunflowers, my wife decides to check Facebook and realizes that you canceled on us. And it's just one of those things where it's like, at that point in time, like, my entire fucking day is, you know, feels like it's fucking ruined. I go back inside, I'm all fucking pissed off because, you know, like, I have everything fucking situated.
Yeah, I wake up for
we're
gaming,
there.
Any gaming.
Yeah.
Especially when involving two of the individuals we won't mention.
Yeah, no, I agree.
When they're involved. And I wake up and I immediately go check my phone. Before I do anything else, I immediately go check my phone and Facebook. Because chances are, if it's canceled already, they'd be like, okay, and I'll just go back to bed.
Or there's the concept, like, we were there, and, like, we were, like, got there at 7, and less than an hour in, you had to go to work.
Yeah.
And it's like...
We hadn't even gotten over the mandatory bullshitting as we were getting set up.
And it's just one of those things where it's you know, we don't get to really do much because of your schedule, and then all of a sudden we're fucked.
Yeah. Like, I can understand why you agree to do it. I mean, bigger paycheck. I completely understand that. Yep. Well, it's just like with one of the other individuals today. You miscommunication. So he picked up an extra shift. Okay. I don't blame him.
Well, it's not that he picked it up. It's... Yeah.
He
misunderstood, apparently. I don't see how, but whatever. When I say, you know, he got canceled last week for reasons. Both of them had to cancel. Okay, fine. We'll try again next week. Well, I thought you meant next session. You said it was going to be every other week. No, I said next week.
I think what it is he's arranged it so his schedule he has every second.
No, that's the problem. I went and talked to him today. At work. He literally thought I meant next week.
Well,
and I guess there was miscommunication with his boss or something, and all the management is out of town on a seminar or something. I don't know. But I told him to make sure he has the 20th off.
Yeah.
Which would be this week.
Of the recording, yes.
Yeah. So it happened, either happened yesterday, or it didn't happen yesterday.
Yep.
Well,
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Won't be next recording, though.
Nope.
But no, it's just, like I said, it's one of those things, like, I get it. Like, you know, some things happen, some things come up, but it's just, I've always been fucking frustrated when people constantly cancel, because it's just like, I have this passion, I want to start doing this. Like, I have explained to people once, and like, one of my friends went, really? Sure, we'll do it. And I literally did not hear from them afterwards, which is the concept. I will roleplay with a good role-playing group every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had a friend go, really? Sure, we'll do it. And then never fucking showed up.
Yeah, no, that would drive me nuts. I am very much a fuck off, give me my space kind of person.
Yeah, but see, I could be either or. Like, it's my biggest thing is the fact, like, I'm fine with being around people. I'm fine with hanging out with people. I'm fine with, you know, not needing my space fully. You know, like, maybe a couple of hours or an hour here or an hour there kind of idea, fine. But it's when people start canceling on me, I don't want to be around anyone now. Because no one's fucking showing the effort to want to hang out with me. And again, I maybe I do take things a little more personally than I should sometimes. But I think it's just this passion I have where it's like, you know, I get excited about it. I'm happy about it. You know, I want to get into my character. I want to get into the story. I want to do all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, nothing's happening now. And all that passion goes from wanting to do this to now just being angry. And I think that's where, like, I've had it over the years with, a couple different people who have canceled. It's just like, I go from, like, having this passion to want to play the thing to not wanting to be fucking around anyone.
I don't want to be around people in generally, especially when I'm at work.
Yeah, but that's different. Being at work and not wanting to be around people is different, because those are not people you want to be around to begin with.
It's like I don't want to talk to people on the phone.
Well, no, with me,
especially when I'm at work.
Yeah.
With me, it's I'm at work and it's I want to go have a smoke, and that's when every single last customer decides that they want to come in.
And again, Chris, just jumping to other, not trying to jump on you and attack you here, but you do have other things in which take precedent over the immediate what we're doing. Do you want me to elaborate, or do you actually...
Sure.
Your father.
Yeah.
Using that as an example.
Yeah.
It's just the same as with somebody else, and that happens with him a lot.
Where the concept is that if he calls you, you answer the phone, and if he needs you to go over, you're going over right away. It's like... Or you could just be like, hey, I'm gaming. I'll talk to you. This is not an emergency. I'll get back to you, when we're done gaming. But because of you never saying no... you're doing that. There was also another instance with work where the guy couldn't find a book.
Yeah.
And you ran off to go help him find the book, left your phone behind, and he called you after you left the door. I'm pretty sure to say, hey, I found the book.
He did.
So it was like you didn't even hesitate to go help immediately. And it's
Which is a good characteristic.
Until I ask him, hey, when are you coming over? He's like, oh, yeah, soon. And I don't see him for an hour and a half. Or the other time when he was supposed to... Or the other... No. Now we're going down this rabbit hole.
6:30.
Now we're going down this rabbit hole.
Like 10 minutes late.
Or the other time when I'm like, hey, Chris, are you coming over to my house tonight? He's like, yeah, man, I just got to work tonight. I'm like, okay. He gets home, passes the fuck out. I'm waiting up until fucking 3, 4 a.m. and I'm just like... Fucker's not coming over. Actually, I figured out by 2 that he wasn't coming over, but I was like, fuck's sakes.
Yeah, well, we hadn't talked, but the idea was I was supposed to come over, and I talked to you like the next week, and you were all pissed off at me, which is fine.
Well, it's fine that you fall asleep. It's like, to me, again, not understanding how people can just basically like sit down and then pass the fuck out. But as soon as my eyes feel heavy, in the slightest, I'm like, okay, well, either I'm going to go fucking sleep, or I'm forcing myself to stay the fuck awake. Like, when we were talking last night, you're like, hey, you want to play 76? Like, I'm like, fuck no. Fuck no. I'm too tired for that shit. And, like, I knew how, like...
Which is fine, because I ended up passing out right after anyway.
But the other...
I probably would have been fine if I had actually turned on my system and actually started playing, especially with you. But... I sat down on my couch, stretched out, because sitting on the chairs I have right now hurts after a while. Stretched out, playing my phone. I was out.
Or, like, before you had, like, because you had contacted me at 1, which, again, I was about this close to canceling. You do not know how fucking close I was to canceling on you yesterday. He was like, oh, hey, we're going to play a game, I'll be on. I'm like, yeah, man, when I get home, stuff like that, we'll play the game. Cool. I get home around 11:30, 11:40 kind of day. By midnight, I'm, sitting at my computer waiting for him. 12:30 rolls around. I'm like, hey, dude, what the fuck is going on? He contacts me going, oh, yeah, man, just, trying to get my wife to play the game. She just played the game. I'll be on in a bit. I'm like, okay. That bit was 30 minutes.
Was it 30 minutes?
You did not... I was laying on my couch watching a video. I went, this video was going to end at 1. At 1, I'm going to message him and tell him I'm fucking going to bed. Because my head hurts a little, and I just do not want to be around right now. And then as soon as, like... I'm like, yeah, this video's almost somewhere, and I'm going, bling! I'm like, oh, you are so fucking lucky. You are so fucking lucky.
Well, I think what happened...
But it's not the first time you fall, like, going back to the sleeping part. It's not the first time you've fallen asleep on me.
Nope.
Where you're like, yeah, man, I'll be on in a bit, and then just fucking pass out.
Yep, you've done that to me a few times.
Yeah.
I completely understand.
Well, the problem is that a lot of the time he does that. I'm sitting here doing nothing. Because I don't want to watch a long video on YouTube. Because if I watch a long video and he jumps on, then I'm halfway through a video that I have to remember to watch later. Or if I'm playing RimWorld or another game, I have to stop the game immediately.
So just to let you know what happened, I thought I had told you, and I apologize. What took me the half an hour to get on is I got a call from my mom. So I was talking to my mom, and I don't talk to...
No, that's fine. But again, one, never have a fucking clue, and yeah.
Yeah. No, I apologize. I thought I told you. Obviously I didn't. I just looked.
No, you did say something to your wife about you're supposed to get a phone call from your mom. But that was, again...
At 11.
At 11.
Never called in. Yeah, Mom never called until, like, midnight or so.
So, again, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't get certain information, and I'm just sitting here going...
Yep.
And like I said, I can't do anything, because, like, if I'm recording RimWorld, and he messages me going, hey, I'm ready to play, he has to now wait for me. I hate being the one that people wait on. I fucking hate it.
Well,
yeah, I just wait for people
I
to
can't
log in.
change how you feel about that, but to let you know, it does not bother me. Like
Yeah,
yesterday, or not, like Sunday or whatever day it was. Yeah, I got to record RimWorld, edit that, I'll be on after that. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, but that was also the concept that I was still downloading the game.
That's fine.
So I was waiting for the downloading.
Like I said, I can't change how you feel.
So, for the record, apparently I cannot record or play RimWorld and download on stream. Apparently it does not like that.
Oh, okay.
Apparently Steam doesn't like that. It stops your download.
Yes. I found that out too the other day, actually.
So after I got off, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, well, luckily I have good internet. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's just like, I'm going to, go get some food, start doing a couple of little things, edit the video, post the video. Hopefully it's done by then. And it was definitely done by then.
Yeah.
But...
Is Steam with me? Steam and Twitch do not like each other.
I don't seem to have a problem.
If I've got them both running, my CPU will just get bogged down like nothing.
Weird. No, I have no problem. I played as a test. I was actually going to do it as a huge, like a series I would do every like Saturday or Friday or something like that. But when I did the test, I couldn't figure it out, so... I was supposed to do the test again, and anyway, I was going to play RimWorld with a Twitch mod on Twitch. The idea with the Twitch mod is the fact that people can actually donate and make events happen.
Oh yeah.
So basically, they have access to the not full access. You can actually like put prices down and stop certain things.
I know the exact mod you're talking about.
But I was actually going to start doing that, where I set up a hotel, and the hotel was going to be the idea that you would be sending me guests to the hotel and stuff like that, where you're like, you can actually like help experience it with the hotel, the hotel people's what their experiences would be and stuff. So it was supposed to be like that, but
my experience from watching that sort of thing, 9 out of 10 things the audience will do would be bad.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing is the one that I watched was about 50-50. And the other thing that I had watched when I was with doing that is that if you actually were to give people pawns, so like if Chris actually were to join, for example, I can actually indicate one of the pawns being that I have being him. So he actually has access to certain features now that he would not have access to before, like increasing the skills of that pawn, or making it so that pawn can lose a trait and gain a new trait. So you can actually
haven't encountered that aspect of things before.
I don't know if that one is like maybe a modification of it, but yeah, it was a pretty cool idea. And the idea is that like, if I can actually set certain people to actually be those pawns, the idea, at least in my head, is that you're more likely to be nice because you have a character sitting there than versus being
you don't want to be the guy that kills your own character.
Exactly. That would be the concept. You want to help your character rather than kill him. So, that was the idea behind it. Would have it worked? I don't know. I still am going to be eventually trying. But it's also the fact that I would have Tammy watching, and I don't know who else would watch. So at the point in time, I could have an audience of like 3.
It would really depend on what time.
Oh,
for me, at least.
Yeah.
And then
I could potentially watch it while I'm at work, or at least listen to it.
Yeah. Again.
But it's a simple factor of I can't really do anything while at work.
Well, what happens is, if I understand the Twitch mod correctly, what's supposed to happen is if you're watching it, you're actually accumulating money. Like it's fake credits that you're accumulating. Yeah. And then you take these fake credits and whisper to a bot for a fake reward that actually appears in the game.
Yeah, I know exactly
and what you're
talking about.
What happens, basically, it's just, that's all that happens. It's just that. And that's all it's basically supposed to happen. And if you do something good, you get good karma. If you do something bad, you get bad karma. If your karma is good, you actually get more money. If your karma is bad, you get less money. So, like, for example, like, if every 10 minutes you guys get 1 coin, you may not get coins. If you're got really bad karma, you may not get coins until every 3 turns, which would be like 30 minutes. Where if you're good, you could get, the 1 coin and then eventually get 100 coins. So, the idea is the fact that doing good things gets you more, but the more good you're doing, eventually the bigger bad you can do.
Yeah.
Which is what... and then the idea is the fact that if you do bad things, a lot of the time you have to start doing good things to actually become a better karma.
Just so you can get currency in time.
Yeah. So it's this weird balancing act. So, like, if someone was just watching, they could literally just watch the entire stream, do nothing. And then if I can actually make it work, like the guy that I watched did it, next week when I record, you keep all your money. And it moves over.
If you're using actual channel currency, then it would save.
Yeah, apparently the way that the guy was doing it, it saved, and he moved over, and it kept going. And the only time that people lost money is when he had to hard restart the bot, because there's the soft resets, but like the hard reset, he had to completely delete the bot and reinstall it.
Yeah, that was for the older channel currency system. That was a major issue.
Well, he just had to remember what everyone had and had to give them all their money, which he had mods for doing all that work. So yeah, I think that's pretty much this episode's 33 minutes. So
good.
Try to figure out an outro for this one. If you have a highly emotional friend, and he gets mad at you, just remember, sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes it is.
Love hurts.
Mostly I'm really going with love. Though love does hurt when you get hit with a brick.
Especially if there's brick love written on it.
Wow, you both went in the same direction with this. No, I was just going to say, just bashing someone upside the skull with a brick until they... Do not bash someone upside the skull with a brick. Don't do it. Unless they're a zombie.